Hi everyone, Jan Fursdon here from Fursdon House. I have a new journal that I want to share with you, and this is also a first for me. It's the first time that I have created a hardback journal from scratch, completely, me creating it, a miracle. And so that is what I wanted to share with you. So here you can see, I'm just going to go right into it because I'm so excited about it. Believe it or not, this started off as a single signature, soft bound, very simple, put it together, great plans of mice and men and women. Because I kept adding to it, and pretty soon I realized you couldn't even open it with as many things as I was adding into it. So I thought, well, now I've got to go and make two signatures, which means a hardback book. So that's what I did. So let's go ahead and talk about the dimensions. It's 8 3/4 inches tall, 5 3/4 inches wide, and the spine is 2 inches. Spine is covered with some antique lace that I just love. I found that at an antique shop, kind of like a junk mall type thing, and oh goodness, fell in love with it. I have the little corner pieces here, as well as the book plate, and I've left that blank so that you can fill that out for yourself. And this will be listed in my Etsy shop, as well as on the Facebook and a couple of other places I think it goes on. But anyway, I'll put all those links below. There's the reverse. And let's go and open it up. So, here we are. We have, here on this page, just a journal card, if you will. And that just slips right down into that envelope like so. There are 40 pages, and then of course there's lots of additional space because of the little booklets and cards and things that I put in there as well. And it is 2 signatures. And then here we have vintage button here. And then on the reverse, y'all know me, I like writing space, so I've given plenty of writing space. And that just fits here under these pockets. I love these pockets. These are snippet pockets is what I call them. And I love them. It's a great way of using up little scraps and stuff. And here we have a pocket. This is an original postcard that I've had for years and years. Got it in Germany. Oh goodness, probably 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Loved it, and kept it all this time, and I thought, right, it's time to put it to use. And this is just some ephemera. These are copies, but there is space to journal on the reverse. And here's one as well. I think this one's fun. It's licensed for male servants, carriages, and armorial bearings, and dogs. So I thought that was really cool. And all of that, he only paid £12. This is in England, inland revenue. But it was fun to look at. And again, you've got writing space on the reverse. So we'll put that in there. And on this page, we have one of my journal cards that I've used with pressed flowers. This is Queen Anne's lace. There's the reverse. We just have a little button thingy up here. Didn't know that's how y'all pronounced it, did you? Button thingy. Yep, that's it. I'm not sure if I want to mess with putting all these. I think I'll just leave the things loose as I go through, and that way it'll make it faster. And then on this page, as I said, I got a little carried away. This is a piece of jewelry. It was a pin in its other life, and I've always loved it, so I thought, well, that's it. It's going here. And this is an envelope with this was an earring piece. So I like to redo things. And then the envelope belonged to my mother-in-law. She had an antique shop for years and years. And this is part of her stationery that she had left over. She's retired now, but she gave these to me. So I thought, yes, I can put them to use. So these are just journal cards. This one, this says, this cover bears a rotary printed stamp from a sheet bearing plate numbers, blue and red, da-da-da. The plate book is on cover of Carl E. Smith. I'm not even sure what that goes to. I think, no, I'm not even sure. I'm not even going to try and guess. But anyway, it's an original. And there is journal space on the back. So this can pop right down in there. And this postcard is also an original. I love that scene. I just thought it was really cool. And it's the Rhode Island Historical Society put that out. It's vintage. I'm not sure how old. I just probably 30 or 40 years maybe, something like that. That one went back in easy. And on this page, a combination of several things. One, this is a tag this is a drawing that I drew and painted on a visit to Rome in, gosh, 5-6 years ago, that my oldest daughter sent myself and her and my granddaughter. And it was a beautiful time and place, and for some reason it all came together, and I actually ended up painting these, and so it turned out really well. So this is the photocopy of that painting. Those are my initials, in case you're wondering, and it's not JIF, J-I-F, it's J-L-F. And this pocket is an original Edith Holden page with, again, just some snippets attached to the front. I love that look. And this just a button and some trim. And this card is from my friend Annette. Thank you, Annette. She took some napkin and decoupaged it on top of the tag, and I love it. It was just so cool. Yeah, that one's going in easy. That's good. And on this one, on this page, we have one of my pockets. The paper for this is original, and it comes from the Concise British Flora in color. I've put a vintage button here on the front, and it has a Velcro closure. It's just a pocket, and then I've put some paper in here for you to write on. Tea stained the edges and what have you. But there's plenty of room for putting your own special things in there as well. So that's that one. And then here is a piece of bridal applique. So again, you'll see that I'll leave a lot of spaces. I may put in cards and things like that, but I want the pages pretty much unadorned as much as I can without, you know, looking plain, so that you've got space to write in. Just some little, what do you call them? Flower, stars, whatever. That's the middle of the signature. And here we have 3 tags. Excuse me. And again, space on the reverse. Can't hold them. I love my spaces. Spaces to write. Gotta have that. And this, for those who might be new to the junk, or I hate saying junk journaling. I'll just use that term. Excuse me. For small things like that, I put special, you know, just inspirational quotes, Bible quotes, something of that nature on there. Special dates that I want to remember. It's a great way of just kind of remembering those types of things. This is the ribbon leaf, as if you didn't know that. And this is just a little fabric flower there. This is sweet. It's a little, the impression says Gallery Graphics, and it opens up, and there's the cutest little card inside. Absolutely precious. It says manufacturers of highest grades heating and cooking apparatus. And this is a reproduction. Reproduced from an original turn of the century antique lithograph. And that's from Gallery Graphics. And it opens up for journal space. Love my journal space. So that just pops right down in there. And this is Tim Holt's botanicals that I've just put in there here as well. A little bit of vintage buttons and some, what do you call that? I've forgotten now. Anyway, it'll come to me later. And here is a cute little envelope. I love these little things. That's just a little butterfly. But you open it up, and these are what I call fairy envelopes. And there you have it. Now you can write really small and get a lot of stuff on there. I've done that before. But it fits right in there. Or again, this might be one where you put a Bible verse or just the number, so you have to go look it up. Or a special date, like an anniversary or something like that. But I love those little things that you can kind of go down rabbit holes in. This is a machine embroidered flower. And on this side we have this pretty, it works either way. It's the angel holding the dove, but you can turn it over and it's still just as pretty. And it's been printed on vellum. Put that in there, and of course you can also put other things in here in the pocket. Here we have an original vintage, I'm not sure what they would call it, what it was used for, but it is the original Niagara gloss starch. It is the best. So it's an advertising thing. I'm just not sure what it was used for to advertise, or you know, how it was placed on there. And it just tucks right under there, and that's a bit of vintage embroidered lace. I just love that. And here we have an original postcard. I love the graphics on this postcard. It says it's time for a kiss, and you can, and it is original. It's very old. 1920s maybe, something like that. And then we have some ephemera here, and it's in French, so I'm not even, it looks like a change to the order of da da da. Anyway, not sure what it is. Maybe it's a check. I don't read French. I've never read French. I never will read French. So, for those of you who do, this is your mission. Figure out what that says. And this one is just a little, it says the 22nd Annual Commencement Exercises. And it's in Pennsylvania, Perkiomen, I'm not sure, seminary, in 1914. And I honestly don't know if this is an original or not. I cannot remember how I got this. So if it could be a photocopy, a really good photocopy, or it could be the original. It feels like the original, but anyway, I'm not sure. And I don't want to tell you one thing and it be wrong. But I've just put in a little bit of paper, because, you know, we have to have writing space. But it's a little commencement program. And I just fell in love with it. I thought, it was so sweet. But again, I don't remember. I've had a lot of these things forever and a day, and I thought, now I'm putting them in this journal. I wanted to make it special. So, unfortunately, though, I don't remember when some of it came from. This is an original postcard as well, from the 50s. This is Queen Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh. And this is probably from the 50s, I believe. This was celebrating their coronation or whatever. Or not coronation, her coronation. But anyway, there it is. That is an original. This is just a little journal card with space, and this one is journal card. This one is from my friend Renelle. This is a coupon, a 2 1/2 coupons for the Southern Oil Stores United Profit Sharing Coupon. And I love it. I think it's so cool. So thank you, Renelle, for that. I really appreciate that. We had a great retreat in August, and that was part of the fun we had. Was, I don't know why I'm spending all this time on that. Anyway, there it is. This is a pocket made from cut out of a crocheted lace, and again you have some little spots here, a little card there. This tag, which I have had for at least 10 years. I don't know how I got it or who it came from, but oh, there's a little tag piece. We'll have to get him off of there. Oh well, we'll get him out. But my plan was to make some of these, and you see how far I got. So finally I said, nope, just give it up. So it's going in there, and someone gets to have it. I just love it. I think it's really neat. But there that is. And, oh, and in the middle, this is the middle of the book, and then I put lace down the center. And I thought, well, it needs something, so we had to put a line of these little pearl things. So I thought that would, you know, make it really neat. Here is just one of the, I don't know what you would call these, accordion ribbon strips, who knows, but there it is. And this is another pocket made with my Edith Holden pages, with some lace and bits and pieces just adhered to there. And then in here is another little booklet, vintage buttons. There's the reverse. And it's just a little space to put some extra goodies in there. And this is also from my friend Renelle. It's a tag. I put the little flower on there. And both the tag and the little packet that it comes in has been stained with coffee stained or tea stained. I'm not sure which one. And then I added the ribbon here. And this is one of my little paperclip, I don't know, paperclip snippets maybe. Very simple, but I just love those. Those are sweet and they're easy to make. I've got about, I think I made about 15 or so, and they just went right along. Just a piece of fabric cut out, and then the little button sewn on. This is a piece of crocheted lace, an applique of some kind that I've had. Over here we have the belly band with the 3 buttons. The middle one is an antique one, actually, and the others are vintage. And here is a very beautiful bridge tally. Just, again, this came from Renelle as well. Thank you, Renelle. I think it's neat. It says we and they, and it says honors points, made in Italy. It's beautiful paper. So you can write on the reverse. You can just keep it as is. I just think it's so pretty. And then here we have a pay to the order of Edward House and Company, and it's $13.27, January 19th, 1896. The Bethlehem Foundry and Machine Company, and that's an original. It had this raised seal on it. I guess that's what the bank did to them when they canceled them out. I don't know. And there's where Edward signed it off to cash it. And it says, pay to the order of Wilbur Trust Company, South Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Bank of North America. So I thought that was really neat. So that is an original. And I'll guarantee you that $13 bought a lot more than what it buys today. Here we have another of my signature pieces. This is a packet. It's a CD sleeve that I tea stained, and I put in my orchids. Well, they're my husband's orchids, but when they fall off, and no, I don't pick them, but when they fall off from the plants, I pick them up and I put them in these little CD sleeves and let them dry naturally. So these are real 3 orchids here, cream color with the sort of a peachy, pinky center. Because when I put them in my flower presses, they basically just disappear. They're so fragile. But when I do it this way, in the CD sleeves, they turn out really well. So I was very pleased with that. And so I've just made a pocket out of it. And here are 2 reproduction antique maps. This one is of Rome, and this one's of Paris. And they're maps on postcards, so you can see that. But again, writing space. I'll put those in there. You just slide down there. And here, get this loose here. These little paper, I love these little paper clips. Aren't they tiny? Those are Tim Holtz. They're about 1/2 inch, and they're so cute. This is an original postcard. And it is in Paris, I think. Yeah, I think I'm correct in that. Yes, there's Paris. Okay. Now we know. But it is an original. And I've just put it in there at kind of like a tuck spot, because on the other side is an envelope that I created. Inside you've got a little place for journaling. And so I've just done this and done that there. So that's the envelope. Middle of the second signature. This is just a little fabric tuck. This is an original advertisement, and I believe it came off of a cabinet card, if I remember correctly. But it is an original, and it's from 1908. And the reverse is, empty. I just like a photo. Okay, so it's something to do with photos. It might have been, like I said, I think it came back or I got it from the back of a cabinet card photograph. So that just pops under there. And here we have a pocket, and I've given you 3 original photographs back when they made photographs. You can see this one was $1. I just love the 2 ladies. I thought that was really neat. But again, you can use this for journaling space. And this one, the sweet girl. Happy as can be. She may have just learned how to drive. I don't know. Not sure. And then this one is, someone had printed it up here in 1929. Again, these are original photographs. But a father and his daughter. And also one put on the reverse was just 1929. I think this is in England. I'm pretty sure it is. Because I have several others. And I think one of them was talking about that it was in England. On this side I've got another envelope, which I've put a Tim Holtz botanical to kind of dress it up a little. You open it up this way, and then there's a little card to journal. That slips right down in there. And then next page, this is from my friend Penny. Thank you, Penny. This is so sweet of you. She sent me several of these. These are first day of issues for these stamps. And this is the original stamp. It was in August 14th, 1987. And it talks about the history of lace making. And it goes on about all of that in the back. And it's in Michigan is where the first issue location was. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Ypsilant. Ypsilant, perhaps? Ypsilant? I'm just not sure, but it's in Michigan. And again, this is the original with the original stamp on there, first day of issue. So pretty. So thank you, Penny. I really appreciate that. And I've just put that in a little pocket that I've created using some of the Martha Stewart paper there. Here we have some vintage bits and pieces of music paper, and then just a little flower, a little paper flower here that I've purchased somewhere. And then over here we have, see if I can get this out of here easy. Probably not. That would be asking too much. And this is a reproduction. It's not a real. It's not an original. But it's pretty. I love the graphics on it. Foster's hook gloves. Can you imagine wearing gloves all the time? But they used to. This is just a little flower, fabric flower that I made, just putting bits and pieces together. This is also from my friend Renelle. And it's a little seed packet. On the reverse, it's date planted, and you've got day at harvest and notes. I've left it empty so that you can put your own ephemera or whatever in there. And I've just put a little Tim Holtz, I think they call them instant ancestors, but I put that on there. It's just really neat. I'm going to put that on there. Put it right here. And this was what was on the reverse with the paper clips, and it's the it's a postcard. It's not the original. It's a reproduction, and it's vintage and antique graphics of seed packets and what have you. I just love that. It's so pretty. And here we have the large packet on the reverse. Again, we've put this. I put this antique lace on the inside. It's also the same that's on the spine of the book on the outside. And this is one of my Edith Holden larger pockets, and I've just put in some paper for journaling space. And it is an original page from the Edwardian? No, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. That's the book that it came from. And then I've just made one of my snippet bits for here. And then these come in handy. A journal that I purchased had one of these in it, and I thought, oh, what a wonderful idea. So I'm going to try and do that for mine, especially those that are kind of chunky and have stuff on it. But I've just taken cardstock and layered it to make it thicker and sturdier, and then covered it in paper. And what it's for, say for instance here, this is the perfect one where you're trying to write maybe along the edges here, and it's rather difficult because you've got it on top of everything else. So you just put it right in there, and then you can write. So same here. Yeah, this one would be a good one. So if you're wanting to write in here and you've got all this behind it, it's difficult. Where you just slide this in there. I don't know what they call them, but mine came in handy. Oh goodness, it was fantastic. And it just, either way. So that is the end. So put him right in there. And I hope you've enjoyed the video. And I will put links below. This will be for sale in my Etsy shop, and that link will be below. And I hope that you're all having a blessed day. I was so excited about this. I have to say, I was just like, yes, I actually created an actual book from start to finish. And it took a while because it, like I said, it started out so simple, and then it kind of took on a life of its own. But any of you who do this kind of journaling, you know they frequently take lives of their own. Well, not just journals, but anything that you create, it sort of leads you where it wants to go, and then you just follow it. So, but anyway, there it is. Hope you're all having a blessed day. It's a beautiful, if chilly, Saturday morning in Madison, Alabama. I wish you well. You take care, and have a blessed week. Bye-bye.